ඉතින් සුබ දවසක් කියලා F&B Teach YouTube channel එක වෙතට ඔයාලව ආදරෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
Here at Butter and Time, be sure to use high quality butter, which always helps. I like Kerrygold. Not said that I'm not paid to say that. I should be, but I love their stuff. So you guys check them out. It's about $3, which is not too bad when you're cooking. You want good flavor. So we got 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. And the shallot adds great depth of flavor. That's something a lot of people miss out on, is flavoring your roux, which is awesome. You can put anything you want in there, really, but often a little onion, garlic, something like that. You know, that's a base of a lot of stuff in cooking. So we're letting that into our roux, which is cool. So you definitely want to cook the flour out of the roux. Otherwise, you're going to get this little bit of a grainy, gritty kind of flavor. Well, that's a physical aspect of your sauce. It's just not good. Nobody wants that. So don't miss out on that point. You're essentially toasting the flour inside of the butter, which really is awesome because it creates such a depth of flavor. All right, incorporating the stock. French means Spanish, and that's where the name comes from. It's not about actually speaking Spanish. And it's a dish that Escoffier made very, very famous. Like I said, it's a mother sauce, so that's a base. It means that a lot of other sauces originate from this sauce that we're making today. So what we're doing there is we're browning up some butter. Always use high quality butter. Kerrygold is the one I like. That's what was on the screen there a moment ago. And here's the cool addition. We're using some beef fat or beef bone marrow butter, which is a leftover product of making your homemade beef stock, which I'll have a link below, which is one of the ingredients that we need to make a high quality Espagnole sauce. So we're making a roux here. Cooking out the flour is the next step here. So we're going to get our flour in there. And this is an important process. What this does is it allows the flour to hydrate so that it doesn't have that gritty graininess that we never like in our sauce. So here we go. This is the key ingredient. They're all key ingredients, but this is one of the very key ingredients that makes this the Espagnole, is the addition of tomato. Now, some people like to add the tomato at the end. I like to do it in the beginning. The reason for that is tomato paste can be pretty strong flavor forward. So putting in the roux, flavoring the roux, is going to allow the flavor to run all the way through the sauce, and we're surely cooking out, like we did to the flour, that rawness that we can get inside of tomato paste, because tomato paste is concentrated, cooked down tomato. It's really strong. Now here we're going to add in our homemade veal stock or beef stock. We're going to start off adding about 1/3 of it. And we're going to get everything mixed up. We're going to allow it to start coming together. It's going to want to, since we have the heat on, it's going to want to start to thicken. Now it's not going to thicken a ton. You can see right there that the viscosity, the thickness changes a little bit. So that's why we're going to go ahead, and that's what we're looking for. Go ahead and add the rest of your beef stock there. And we're going to stir, 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 and cook, 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 cook. And we're going to bring this up to the boil. This heat from the boil is what's going to really start activating the thickening process from our roux, and that's what our roux is a thickening agent. So this is a really important part. The reduction is going to concentrate the flavor, and it's going to make it really strong. And this is a strong flavored sauce. And that's in part awesomeness, because sometimes you want big flavor in your sauce. So this takes a little bit of time. And it's all preference. That's the cool part. Look how much the sauce is changing there. So the thickness, that's all up to you. The thicker you want the sauce, the more that you'll reduce it. And you can see right there, that's fairly thin still, but it did still coat the back of a spoon, which does constitute a sauce at this point. Or this could be a base for a soup if you want to go there. All right, demi-glace. What in the world is demi-glace? You've heard this one before, probably. It's equal parts beef stock and espagnole. And what we're going to do is we're going to reduce it down by half. You'll see there's our starting point after we've done our first reduction. You could add more beef stock or veal stock now and make a large batch and really cook it down. See how much it's cooked down already? You take it down as much as you like. The more you reduce, the stronger the flavor is going to be. And something that demi-glace is really great for is something you can pull out of the refrigerator in a pinch and add to make one of your pan sauces or whatever your sauce you're trying to make. And it's just a big flavor bomb. It's really big flavor with a small product. You could think of it like really high quality bouillon cube. So reduce it down, the thicker you get.
Recipe. We're going to make the most amazing hollandaise sauce, but it's going to be easy, and I'm going to show you how you can keep it without splitting it. Okay, it starts with 2 very good eggs, and we're going to remove just the yolks. Okay, now the egg whites you can use for a lovely meringue. So the egg yolks go to a heat-proof glass bowl. Then here I've got a pan, about 1 inch of water. I'm going to put the bowl on top. And I do not want the water to touch the eggs because it will overheat and you'll get scrambled eggs, and we don't want that. Add a little swig of lemon juice or white wine vinegar, just a little tablespoon, and whisk that up to make it fluffy and pale. It just takes a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to use some butter. I'm going to put a pack of butter in here, guys, because I'm going to make enough hollandaise for about 6 people. I'm going to put it on a heat and we're just going to melt it, okay? So as you whisk the egg yolks, it's going to start to double in size. You're sort of par cooking the eggs. And now the eggs are kind of ready to hold and emulsify fat. In this case, we're using the melted butter. Slowly add in the butter. If you don't whisk constantly, you'll have too much fat and it will split. You can see it thickening up nicely. As you're doing it, have a little taste. Yum. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little pepper. Just get a good old-fashioned thermos flask, right? And preheat it. And then pour that away. And this is the best place to put a fantastic hollandaise sauce. Get your sauce and just pour it in. It's going to stay warm for 2 hours. And it's the best tip that you could get. Oh, look, I've just gone over the rim. And in kitchens, we use thermos flasks to keep these fantastic sauces like Béarnaise, hollandaise, that are held together by egg and heat and fat. The thing about these sauces is it's so delicate, it's so silky. It's so good with things like asparagus, new potatoes, you know, steamed fish, even grilled chicken. Amazing. So there you go, guys, classic hollandaise sauce made with love and care. There's so many things you can do with that, even the eggs Benedict. And if you want to see a recipe for that, just click the link up there. But there you go, thermos flask, brilliant tip.
මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් මගේ කමෙන්ට් සෙක්ෂන් එකේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කමෙන්ට් කරන්න.